Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Enreval, and we're jumping into this brand new world. I'm excited to share this journey with you, and that's why we've named this series Journey with Me. I'm hoping that we can have this world for a long term. I'm excited to get started. Thank you guys for being here and enjoying this journey with me. First things I usually do in Minecraft is punch a tree, as we all do. But my other goal is to get a bed. We'd want to survive the first night. Other things we're planning for this episode is explore the surroundings, find a base area, build an animal pen, build a basic farm area, and a storage area. If we can get all of those done, we've kind of set up a very basic area for us to survive in. Let's punch this tree and get some wood. We're coming up on what looks like a flower forest, which is generally one of my favorite biomes. And I'm thinking for this world, I'd like to have some areas where it's specifically, themed builds. Let's craft our first crafting bench and get some basic tools. I'd love to hear from you guys which tools you create. Do you make a full set of 4 tools from scratch with wood, or are you more basic and you do it like me, where I make a pickaxe, generally just a pickaxe, but since we need wood, I'm going to be making an axe as well. I would usually just do the pickaxe and get some stone, but we are looking at, getting some food as well, so the axe will come in handy. As I was saying, the flower forest is one of my favorites, and I'm thinking if we can create a cottagecore build area built here, that would be amazing. I'd love to make like smaller little areas that are themed, and they might seem like their own little towns, separated by maybe a rail track or maybe some other sort of transportation. We now have the happy ghosts. That's also a different form of transportation. We could have horses, whatever. So I really think this is a great area for a possible like maybe cottagecore / fairy kind of build. Let's see what else is around here. We found some bees. This is pretty fortunate. I'm wondering whether there are bees in this hive, as I don't see any around. Oh, there they are. That's cool. Yeah, let's explore the rest of this forest and the surrounding areas. This area also seems to have a lot of like cave areas, which I'm excited to explore. Oh, and we found a new beehive as well. So that's awesome. Seems like we won't have a shortage of bees, especially in this flower forest, which is great. Yeah, let's explore the rest of the area and maybe collect some food on the way. Here we have an area where we might be able to get some stone safely. Yes, let's get some stone. I'd love to make my first basic tools with stone, and perhaps if we find some coal, that would also be fantastic. We also want to see if we can make a furnace. We're collecting a little bit of food along our way, and we'd love to get those cooked as well. So let's see if we can get enough stone for that, and maybe a little bit of coal so we can make torches and also cook our food. I'm going to collect some copper because I am interested in making a spyglass eventually, and also looking at crafting a brush. I'm always conscious that we might just find some suspicious sand or gravel on our travels and then we don't have a brush. It's happened to me so many times where I am left trying to find some copper quickly, or trying to find a feather or something just to craft a brush, and there's no chickens or anything around. So I think I'd love to do that up front and carry that with me as much as possible so we aren't caught red-handed. Luckily, we're also finding a lot of coal, not tons, but I think enough for us to make some torches and also cook up our food. As we explore this area, I'll just collect more food as we go, just so we don't run out until we've kind of established our base area. I'm gonna speed through this next bit so we can cook up some food and then also kind of continue our exploration and see what else we can find. We've made it through our first night, guys, and we're on day 2. Okay, so we've got some food cooked. I've made some basic stone tools, and I think we're gonna go exploring and see what's around the area. And with that, we'll also collect some more food. So let's see what we can find. I actually like the idea that we've got such a big open area. Most of this area is quite open, although it's hilly and there's a lot of caves. I'm liking the idea that, there's not a lot of flattening needing to happen for us to build. So that's great. We also came across this beautiful lake-like area down here. So I'd love to explore that eventually, and maybe for a different kind of build. So yeah, let's collect this coal that I found in this cavey area. We'll just collect some pumpkins along the way and some wood. I generally would be the person to collect one of each kind of flower. Unfortunately, now we don't have a bundle yet. So once we see some spiders, we might be going after them just to get some string in order for us to craft a bundle. Oh, look at this area. That's a massive cave down there, and there's iron. So we'll definitely be going down there. Some sugar cane. This area actually looks kind of nice for basing, so we might come back here. This is around spawn. This is where we started. So let's go see what else we can find. Okay guys, coming over this ridge here, do you see that up there? It's a village, and what makes it really cool is there is an pale oak forest up there, which is obviously not something, you know, you see every day. A village kind of slightly into a pale oak forest, and it looks amazing. Here we are closer to it. As you can see, the pale oak forest is kind of, you know, amongst all the houses are amongst the pale oak forest. We'll just kind of shelter here for the night, sleep through it, and then we'll go explore the village. I don't know about you, but I don't often take everything in these houses, but a few of these blocks, you know, could come in handy. So I'd love to take some of these just for, you know, in case we need something. These clay balls are also very useful to craft or to smelt into bricks, which we could use for flower pots or other decorative things, or even brick blocks. So it is a limited amount, but yes, they do come in handy. So let's see. Here's another house, and it's got a chest in it, so some emeralds for us. We'll just spend some time here smelting up some food and just prepping for our trip up the mountain. I then found this villager, and he was stuck up on a ledge. Who knows how he got there, but I thought I might just make these steps for him to get down. Honestly, this is actually a really beautiful area. It's like in this valley, you know, with the pale oak. There's obviously, where there's pale oak, there generally is some dark oak as well. Oh, you can see it down there, some dark oak. And another little building that we've missed, so we'll get back to that when we head back down. Oh gosh, this area is so ominous looking, but it's amazing, especially with these vibrant visuals that's now been released into Bedrock. It really affects, you know, the way that we see the world and how we play. I'm just going to spend the night here and go through all these little houses and see what they have, and then we will continue on. I decided after going through these village houses, that I might just take, you know, a few of these hay bales just in case we need food and we run out. Although I wouldn't want to take everything because I'd like to keep this village intact. I don't know if you saw the lighting change as we came closer to the pale oak forest, but look how ominous that looks. That's amazing, guys. We could really make something of this. I have some future ideas for this. It just looks really creepy. It's fantastic. I think we could really make some fun builds here. And when I say fun, it could be more, on the eerie side. This village looks amazing. Look at this. We've actually found some floating flowers. I'm not going to break that because that generation is just so amazing. You don't see that every day. The pale oak forest is just so cool. I'd love to come back here when one night and see if we can firstly secure the villagers in their houses, and then see if we can find a heart of the creaking. But we need the silk touch. So we will just wait until we have that and then come and explore. So on our way down, we actually found another stuck village, which we needed to make a path for. But we were going to see if we can get to that little house that we missed previously, and see if we can go and explore there. Here we are, guys. So as you can see, there is a cave back here, which I didn't know about. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and do some exploration, maybe hopefully find a spider or two, and hopefully not die. I might just have to set my spawn in this house here. Ooh, perhaps we can get some bones and some other goodies. It seems like I was just really scared clicking that bed over and over and not wanting other mobs to spawn. Yeah, I was just trying to sleep the night away here. Then I'll be heading back into this cave and then exploring a little bit more. Hopefully as I said, we find a spider and get some string, and then hopefully also gather some more, maybe iron and coal. Don't mind if we gather some other things like gunpowder or even bones. Oh gosh, guys, here we have a spider. Let's see. Perhaps we can get some string. Unfortunately, no string, but yeah, we'll find another spider. From the beginning of the game, I really like to just kind of have a bundle or two, just to put those few, like odds and ends in, so it's kind of saves space in your inventory. but it's not the end of the world if we don't get that right now. We could do that later. But yes, this cave seems a little bit too dangerous for my current position that I'm in without any armor. I think we should rather try and go find some iron perhaps, or yeah, something like that. Okay guys, so we've made it back to spawn. So we've explored our surrounding areas, and I think we need to find an area to settle in. I'd love to get the rest of the to-do list done today as well, for this episode. And yeah, we need to get going on that. So let's find a spot that we can settle in. I actually really think this spot next to these trees would work well. It's close to the ocean. I'd love to make like a little, maybe like a little dock eventually for exploration. It's close to that big cave area for caving. We even have bees around here and wood resources, so it really looks like a very good area to get started in. My idea that I'm having is that we make basically like a tented setup. So I'm going to just clear a little bit of an area here where we can kind of imagine our tent going. I think we will get going on that in the next episode, but for that we need wool, and we would need to get that gathered. So for that we would need to capture a sheep. So animal pen with a sheep in it would really work, and shears would be great to get that wool from that sheep. So let's get that started. Okay, so I've just spent some time gathering some wood so we can make some fences, and then just get that set up with the animals. So let's put these fences up, get some animals in here, and then perhaps see if we can go mining to craft some shears, because we need to start collecting some wool in order to gather resources for our tent that we want to build in our next episode. And then also get our farm going, which we need. So we need a bucket, which the iron would be useful for as well. So I think mining might be up next on our list. Okay, let's just get the cow and the sheep that gathered here into the pen so we can get them safely in there. We'll add a campfire and some trapdoors under this beehive so the bees don't burn themselves to death, just so we can also collect the honey. Unfortunately right now we don't have the shears yet, but this is what we're going to do now. it was a very big spiral down this cave or hole in order to get to the iron that we need. But we got there and we got the iron. This will also help us get down this hole next time, you know, because I'd love to go exploring down there when we are kitted out a bit more with our tools and weapons and even our armor. Luckily we have the shield currently, so that helps a little bit. Okay, so we were able to get enough to craft us a bucket, some shears, a few tools, and with any new iron we get, we will start getting our whole set of armor done. So there we're making a helmet. There we go. We've got boots on already. So by the end of this episode, we'll hopefully be kitted out with a full set of iron armor. So let's get some more animals into this pen. There we go. We now have breeding pairs. Okay everyone, on to day 7, and we've decided to just set up a very basic farm here with a bit of seeds that we have and some of the carrots that we got from that village. As we gather more, you know, as we harvest, we will just add more. So I'm not trying to like fill this whole space right now, but just to prep the area. Okay, we've got our wheat planted and we are going to plant our potatoes, and then we'll just wait for those to grow eventually, and we will just keep replanting until this area is filled up. If we do find some carrots and beetroot, that would be great as well. Beetroot we just generally use for dye or whatever, but yeah, it's not very useful. This area here in the water, I think I would love to create a little bit of a dock. So it goes like more slopey downhill, so we can kind of, you know, get down there easier for exploration. Now this bucket was useful in getting some water to go down this big hole, so we don't have to build stairs all the way down. But I would love to go see what's down there, so let's just go exploring a little bit and see what we can find. Okay, it's getting pretty dark down here, but I think I would like to light it up a little bit because I think we will use this as a future mining area if possible. And for now, I would just like to kind of gather some resources as we go, kill the mobs, light it up, and see how far that gets us. Heading back up this waterfall, I realized that it was night, so this might not have been my best idea. So I decided to stick around and just mine. I realized I was hearing some noises around me of, like, I think I heard a witch, a zombie, so there might be a possible cave nearby, which I am excited to find at some point in the future. But yes, we just continued mining. Guys, and as luck would have it, we found diamonds, our very first diamonds of this world, and in stone. I mean, I'm sure you find it everywhere, but it's much more rare finding it in stone than in deep slate these days. So yeah, this was a good find. So we're making our way up, and I was trying to just be really careful since nighttime brings all the mobs out. And I didn't really want our base area to be blown up by creepers. And of course, there was one. So I was trying to just steer clear of that creeper and keeping it away from my base area. But I was excited because with it came a spider. So I was excited to perhaps get some string so we can make a bundle. And yes, we were able to make a bundle and color it from that flower that we got. I think it was a lilac. And yes, now we have a bundle which I will keep a few basics in on me, and so we can go exploring and have a little bit more storage space. Okay, and then the last thing I want to do before we end off today is I just want to create a little bit of a storage space. I was thinking of just making like a little bit of you know, when they take barrels and they pile it on top of each other and just store things there. I'm just going to start a little basic one, and then we can put our things in here, and eventually we'll have a bigger space to store stuff. I haven't really thought that far, but for now, for our basic setup, this would be great. Okay, guys, and that brings us to the end of today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like, subscribe, or share this video with someone. I'd like to see you again next time when we do our episode 2. I've also got some other things in the works. But yes, I hope to see you around soon. Please let me know down in the comments what you would like us to do, if you've got any suggestions. And yes, I will read through them and we can implement them in this world. Okay, see you next time, guys. Bye.